All right, hey everyone. We're here with the new Tesla FSD 1412, and it's got the all new Mad Max mode now. We've been playing with it a little bit, and it's a lot of fun. It really drives like a human who is in LA. We're here near CBS Television City across the street, which, by the way, seems to be some type of Waymo lot. And you'll see how fast people drive around here, especially at night when there's not traffic. And the new Mad Max mode just fits right in. Not only is it fast in terms of speed, but the reaction time is really quick. And that lets it drive fast, react quickly to obstacles, and it feels safe, it feels precise, despite being really as quick as a human driver. So, enough talking about it. Let me show you what I mean. And let's hit the start self-driving button. All right, so we're reversing out of the parking spot. You can see it starts going right away. And we're pulling into the exit of the parking lot. And it's going to have me turn right, but there do seem to be some cars coming. So it's pausing, waiting for a moment to go. A lot of fast-moving traffic here. We don't have a ton of visibility, so it's kind of difficult to know when exactly we should go. But I see the car starting to stir a little bit here. And now that the light is turning yellow, it seems like it is getting ready to go. But there are a few more cars coming. Oh, that's interesting. It actually reversed a little bit to get out of the road, ever so slightly. That's a nice behavior it has now. Okay, I think we can go. So that was nice. Even though it's Mad Max mode and it's driving fast, it doesn't mean it's just going to be completely reckless. It's still safe where it needs to be. It's still checking if it can go. Maybe even still a little bit overcautious. You saw right there was a pedestrian walking through the road. Almost instantaneously, the moment I saw that pedestrian, it started slowing down a little bit. But we're not talking about the kind of harsh braking we saw in the first two builds of FSD. It seems to be dramatically smoothed out to the point where it's almost at the level of 13 now in terms of comfort, in terms of those false braking events. So this to me is now ready to go out to more people, maybe not 100% wide, replacing 13, but I think it's ready to go out to more people. The comfort level is there now, and we're not seeing the wheels kind of shoot around like they were in previous updates. We're not seeing the kind of stopping and going that we saw in previous updates. There are, maybe still some moments where it's a little over hesitant or reacting to something that it didn't need to react to, but that's pretty typical of new versions. I'd say that it's 95% of the way there in terms of the reliability and smoothness of 13. So yeah, you can see there with it pulling into the left lane and just kind of going for it. We're here in a 35 and it's going up to 50, which is about the speed that other cars are traveling. If you look at the car in front of us, we're not gaining on it. We're actually just kind of maintaining speed. So that's nice. And we're headed to downtown Los Angeles right now. We're headed to Exchange LA, which is a nightclub, which actually my dad worked on retrofitting. It used to be the stock exchange of LA. Then I think they realized we don't need an LA stock exchange, so we just turned it into a nightclub. So we're going to turn left onto Heliotrope Drive. The ETA right now is 10:22 p.m., so let's see if it comes in ahead of that ETA or behind it. So right now we're kind of behind other traffic. The speed limit's 35. It's going 35 because that's as fast as it can go with the pace of traffic. Looks like there's a person walking into the road, and you notice the software is letting them cross. So despite the fact that it's driving fast, again, it's not reckless. It's super safe. It's able to see those pedestrians walking through the street that you might even miss on a night like this. Now look at this. You've got a bunch of cars on the left that are stopped. It saw an opportunity to go to the right and move ahead a little further, and it took it instantaneously. Before you have time to even think about it, it's done. And I find that to be really satisfying as someone who's sitting in the seat and watching it, and just riding in the car. It's driving the way I drive, right? If I see the right lane is moving faster than the left lane, I'll change lanes and take that lane. And it has the same thought process. It's almost like they trained it on my driving. Which I guess they did. Right. 2.4 miles to go until the turn. Looks like the road is a little rough here on the right side. I would probably go drive on the left side if I were driving manually. Let's see if it's able to make that adjustment or picks up on that. But it's not too bad. But I think the left lane is better. This lane also seems to be kind of sloping a little bit. But I suppose it's a perfectly good lane. Alright, we got traffic slowing down, and the update just reacts very fast when it sees traffic slowing down, which allows it to implement braking at a much smoother gradient. Looks like we got a green light. We got someone turning right up ahead. And here we go. A lot of cars on the road here. It's 10 o'clock on a, what is it, Tuesday night? Wednesday night. And yeah, there's quite a bit of traffic. Someone on the autopilot team said, I don't know why anyone would drive manually in LA. And I agree. Even at 10 o'clock, it's just like this all the time. You're just in bumper to bumper traffic. Right, and here we go. Someone asked me, what does it do when you're at a traffic light and you're the first one? Does it just floor it? And no, it doesn't quite floor it. It's not coming anywhere close to using the full power of the Tesla, but it's not sitting around waiting once the light is green either. It starts going right away. Actually, I wonder what mode this is in. Oh, it's in standard mode. I should put it in insane mode and see if that makes any difference. It's a nice, smooth, comfortable ride. Like I said, most of the braking and hesitancy issues seem to be solved. That was a nice, smooth stop. Overall, I have to say, comfort is now good enough that I don't miss FSD 13 anymore. And actually, my girlfriend was saying earlier today, okay, I'm glad I still have FSD 13. because I think it's still better. And now she's saying, okay, I think I'm a little jealous now.
Back to being jealous.
Okay, we're stopping at a lot of yellow lights. I hate being the only one to stop at a yellow light. Everyone else goes and FSD decides to stop. You would think if it was Mad Max mode, when it sees the yellow light, it should just floor it. But I guess that was a little too far for them. Maybe in a future Mad Max update it'll do that. I think I did see it accelerate one time, maybe, for a yellow light. Maybe that was 13. And we're 1 mile away now from Heliotrope Drive. This update's also really good with curves in the road. It's able to kind of maintain its trajectory, even when you've got some pretty crazy curves in the road. So I think we're going to be getting on the highway here, getting on the 101 and taking it down to the 110. And I don't think I've had a single safety critical intervention since I got this. It seems to be very good at that. Its problem is, at least with the first two builds, was more that it was too cautious than it was making any mistakes. And now they seem to have dialed that in too. So I think this is going to be a big leap for customers and a big leap for the robotaxi. Alright, we're going around some slow cars. They were probably turning left or something like that. And rather than waiting behind them, we managed to go around and make it in time for the green light. Very good, FSD. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I need Mad Max mode. I don't have time to miss every green light because FSD was being too slow and polite. And it's really moving here, it really just gets you to where you need to go. You can just really feel the miles fly by. We're already here. It's time to turn left. Nice, smooth left turn. Perfect. Couldn't have done it better myself. And we're turning right here onto Oakwood Avenue. There we go. And next we're going to be getting onto US 101 South, the 101, and headed for downtown LA. So the 101 is kind of the freeway between Hollywood and downtown. And it can get pretty crowded. And it can be pretty tight at times. Alright, here's the entrance to the highway. We just need a green light. Alright, here we go. Let's see how Mad Max mode does on the highway. Got a curvy on-ramp here, and it's able to pick up speed, get ready to merge in, while still handling the curves effortlessly. Was able to slow down when needed, and There we go. We're seeing a lot less of the hesitation on lane changes. Okay. Oh, wow. It was... Yeah, I didn't see that guy in the shoulder trying to merge in, but it actually slowed down and let him merge in. Pretty amazing. I don't think I've ever seen FSD do something like that. You could argue that maybe it shouldn't have slowed down and let him in, but, you know, it might have been dangerous that maybe he tries to go in and, you know, we end up hitting him or something. So that was pretty interesting. Nice smooth ride on the highway here. Going the speed limit, which is what it can do. All it can do with traffic the way it is. I guess this highway is probably just packed 24/7. And now we're starting to get over to the right. Very nice smooth lane change. No more of that start to make a lane change, then go back, then make a lane change again, then go back. No, it's just committing and getting it done. Very good to see. Really nice job slowing down well in advance as it sees traffic ahead. And we can see downtown LA on our right here. I don't think you can see it on the camera yet, but you will soon. All right. Got over for the 110 South. Very nice. Not always the easiest thing to do. And here we are heading into downtown LA. Now this can be pretty tricky depending on where you want to exit. Sometimes you have to change lanes. A lot of times one side of the highway splits off, so you got to go get over to the left quickly. Let's see what Mad Max mode can do here. Wow. Okay, looks like it didn't get all the way over to the 110 side. But there is a little trick here that LA locals know, which is that you can get back onto the freeway from here. Let's see if it actually does that. Or maybe it did need to get over to the right side here, I don't know. Oh, okay, I was wrong. It was right. The exit for 6th Street is over here, I guess. See, I've literally lived here my entire life, and it actually knows where to go better than I do. That's pretty crazy. I probably would have gone the wrong way and then missed the exit if I'd been driving manually. Okay, looks like we got a crackhead potentially. Or maybe just a hipster. No, that's a crackhead. But he got out of the way, luckily. This guy's weirdly reversing. We got a green light. Nice acceleration. Yeah, it's driving like I drive. I don't need to turn off FSD to go faster anymore. Let's see what I asked it to do for the destination option. Okay, let me ask it to park on the street. Let's see how it does with that. In some of the earlier builds, if you told it to park on the street and it couldn't find a spot, it would just kind of put the car into park in the middle of the street, which I thought was kind of odd. 13 would at least pull over a little more. This guy's license plate says, meow. And, yeah, this seems to be a little better. It seems to maybe circle the block looking for parking, so let's see what it's able to do here, if it can find parking or how it decides to handle that, now that I've asked it explicitly to park on the street. Okay, nice job letting that bus merge in. The car was indicating with its right blinker there for some reason, but that wasn't the street that it needed to turn right on. Luckily, it didn't actually make the wrong turn, but I don't think it needed to indicate there. I do sometimes see it indicating a little earlier at the wrong time. Okay, and here we are. We're at the destination, Exchange LA. I do see some parking spots here on the street, so hopefully it should be able to park. Although these parking spots are on the left side, which is a little bit different, as opposed to, typically you park on the right, but this is a one-way street. And it looks like it's doing a pretty good job parallel parking. That is new in FSD 14, that the model can end its drive with parallel parking. And look at that. Look at how perfectly it parallel parked. Just beautiful. So, yeah, that's the new Mad Max mode. And it looks like it actually got us here about a minute or two early compared to the original ETA. So, I think you guys are really going to like Mad Max mode. It's really something special. Video can't really do it justice. You kind of have to experience it. The way it reacts while driving very quickly is just like nothing you've ever tried with the self-driving car. So, looks like a lot of the hesitancy and braking issues are fixed. I think this is ready to start going out to more people. Hopefully you guys all get it on your car soon.